afternoon, everybody. I am so excited to be here with you today. And such an honor to be invited, as the partners have come together to lead this conversation around the different topics. And George, being the epic leader that he is, having this platform where we can come together and make a difference is really why I'm so excited to be part of this company and the Lifestyle family. So that being said, welcome to July 2nd, 2024, commercial training. And it's really a great time to be having this conversation. I don't know how many of you out of New Jersey office, Florida offices, Carolina offices on this call, but please use your, feel free to join in and ask any questions. I'm out of the Sea Caucus office at this moment. And the exciting part for me with the commercial division is that with everything that's happening with NAR, commercial is really exploding. I just came out of a meeting with a developer, and we just went through 6 different projects that we're going to be working with together. So the conversation today around being able to do commercial 101, what does that mean? How many of you out in the industry know somebody who either knows a barber, goes to a nail salon, goes to a restaurant, goes and has somebody doing something in the commercial space? How many of you know somebody in the commercial space? How many of you know somebody doing or owning a commercial business? How many of you have been in business in this real estate space? And for how long have you been in this residential space? So my conversation with you today is to be able to look at yourself, be able to look at your CRM, and be able to understand that a lot of people are afraid to have a commercial conversation or be able to say, I'm in the commercial real estate sector. And when I say that, is because I was in the beginning, right? I got into this business when I was 23 years old. And I'm not going to say how young I am right now, but I'm pretty young and I've been doing this for 40 years. You do the math, right? So if I really look at this and I look at what's been going on, it's really understanding that you know somebody already in the commercial space. You already know somebody who needs to either buy or sell a commercial space. How much money have you lost by not asking that question? How many clients have you already expressed that at Lifestyle you have a commercial division? So commercial 101 is going to the basics. Think about yourself when you were back in January 1st, 2024. What goals did you set for yourself? Are you as excited about being in Lifestyle and being in realtor as when the year started? Are you as excited about where you're moving forward in your business as when the year began, right? I don't know. We all make goals on January 1st. Do you revisit it? It's really mind-blowing for me right now that we're already in July. I don't know who feels the way that I feel, but I feel like life is going by really fast, or I'm getting old really slow. Something is happening, but something is definitely happening here. You know, that you're really looking, you're getting younger, not older. I appreciate that. So I really want you to look at it and say, are you having fun? Are you waking up in the morning and having fun that you're part of Lifestyle? Are you having fun that you get out there and talk to people about real estate? Because I promise you, being afraid about having this conversation, it's going to lead to your investors. It's going to lead to your family and friends. It's going to lead to those people you sold a residential house to go and work with another broker. Because everybody is playing in the commercial space, especially with what's happening with NAR, especially what's happening in this economy, and especially because the 5-year arms are coming due. So if you look at your life and you look at your business and you look at yourself, Identify, no matter where you are. My God, I mean, sometimes I wish I had a twin or something, or a triplet, so that I can be in Florida, I can be in New Jersey, I can be in the Carolinas all at the same time, because there's so much going on. There's so much business around you. So when you're not being really looking at your life and saying to yourself that you're earning a certain income or something is really going on with your life, it's really where you are in your conversation. I've been a coach for the last 20 plus years, and I always say, look at your conversation, look at your thoughts, and look at what you're creating. You're creating whatever you think. If you think I can't do this, you can't. You're absolutely right. If you think you can, you can. You are absolutely right. So if we look at where you're set up, and there's a lot of beautiful people here. I'm glad you guys are here, but I love looking at faces. If somebody wants to show a face, it's really nice to talk to faces. And we have some beautiful people here in the office. Thank you for being here today. But I really want you to understand and look at yourself and say, what sector of commercial will I like to dive in? And on Monday mornings at 9 a.m., I do a 45-minute call. You can come into the call, you can ask questions, it's interactive, because I know that it's a different language. I love commercial. I think it's super sexy. I'm dealing with sophisticated buyers and sellers. And in this market, they're looking for somebody who's going to walk them through it. I'll give you a perfect example of the property that I went to see today. Sebastian and I have been trying to follow up with this. We stopped by there a few times. We walked, driven by a few times. I had already passed the property when I see somebody coming out of it. I made a U-turn, went into the property, and it so happens to be able to create that relationship where now I'm going to have 6 properties from this particular investor. So are you driving around with purpose? Or are you driving around looking at the same thing you look at every day? I drive around with purpose. I drive around and I look around and I'm going, that's another project. Oh, that's a piece of land. Oh, that's a piece of property I can knock down. Oh, that's a possibility for a restaurant, whatever. I'm driving around looking for possibilities. Are you looking for possibilities and opportunities? I invite you to drive around with purpose. Drive around looking around and seeing the neighborhood that you drive around. Do you go home the same way every day? I take different routes. Why? Because I want to see what else is happening in the way. So for me, it's really looking at everything that you're doing on a daily basis. And Commercial 101 is about that. Choose something you want to focus on. Do you want to get into retail? Do you want to do land deals? Do you want to focus on mixed use properties? Do you want to focus on hotels? Right now with Liz, we're working on a few hotels that we got in our inventory, and we have some opportunities with land that we're looking at and selling in the marketplace right now. One of my other developers gave us 5 other pieces of property to sell for that. So there's a lot of things happening when you look for it. My worst answer from any client is no, and I never look at it as an N-O. I look at it as a K-N-O-W, because if they know what I can do for them and what our team can do for them and what this company can provide, because not only can we identify a property, we can also fund the property. We can also have the lenders on site. We can also have an architect. Are you creating relationships so that you can identify architects, so you can identify that attorney, so you can identify who can do funding for the areas that you're looking to focus on? I'm here in New Jersey, and with my cousin Lily, who just left, who's out of the Miami office, guess what? We have 22 units for sale in Little Havana. So just think about what the opportunities are that are there, that you are either opening yourself up to create additional revenues. And the thing with the commercials, we're Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I don't do nights or weekends. That's my time. But if you have a large deal, like right now we're working on something out of Puerto Rico, I will be available on Saturdays. So if the deal is warranted, I will definitely make myself available. And I'm very excited about what we can do in Dominican Republic, because I'm working with an investor that I spoke to him today. Again, he has 250 townhouses that we're going to be listing for Dominican Republic. So that being said, what area, in what state, in what part of the world, as George is bringing us to all these other areas in the world based on partnerships that we're creating, are you going to want to focus on? I don't know. the Puerto Rico market very well. I know it very well, very little. I do know Dominican Republic pretty well because my daughter lived there for 7 years. The New Jersey market I'm very familiar with because that's been my playground. And I do know the New York market very well. And I'm very excited about what's going on in the Carolinas. I mean, in the Carolinas, you drive around and there's opportunities everywhere. So the things to look at is on the Lifestyle One right now, we have all the forms for commercial and we have all the language for commercial so that you can break it down, and depending on the sector that you're interested in learning, right, you can really take that and advance your muscle so that you can feel that you can have a conversation. And when I have those conversations, especially in the beginning when I was younger, people, even now, people talk to me about AI right now. I'm learning AI from Claudia and people that are in the team because it's not my genius, but I'm willing to learn and I'm able to take that information and adapt it to doing what we're doing. The commercial is very different than the residential in the sense that we're always looking to add value based on the property that we're buying or being able to look at inventory of mixed use that depending on his setup. And a lot of people have conversations on how to evaluate it, right? Like, how do I evaluate a property? And people say to me, well, you know, I've done a handful of commercial here and there, but if you don't know how to come up with a cap, if you don't know whether, depending on the property that you're looking at, to be able to see whether it has an environmental issue or not, you know, there's properties that I had on the contract that I had to get out of it because I was designated as a property that you couldn't build on. You know, and when you're looking at restaurants or when you're selling restaurants or leasing restaurants, there's very distinctive language that you're looking for, right? So you want to be able to take the sector that you want to work in, you want to take the area that you want to work in, and you want to create those relationships with the board. You want to be able to create the relationship with the Chamber of Commerce. You want to create the relationships with the attorneys, the architects, and the builders for that area, because they're going to refer you to other people. Like today, the builder said, hey, I'm working on 5 projects, but I have a client that has another 4 projects in Guttenberg, which is an area in that we belong here in Hudson County, that you can meet up with. I'll introduce you. So let's meet up next week. They're going to need to rent all that property. So if you don't do the legwork, I just got to tell you, I don't know about you, but I feel that if at home I can, you know, practice the law of attraction all day long, I can do The Secret all day long, but if I don't walk out of my house, I ain't meeting anybody. I like talking to people. I like being belly to belly. I like being able to learn what they're doing. And I always come from the conversation that I really am here to be a student. I want to learn from you. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know what you're providing. I want to know how I can grow that muscle. So that being said, I really want you to consider that you're sitting in a company that gives you the opportunity to take your industry. And once again, I'll come back to that conversation. How long have you been in the business? How many residential deals have you done? And are they aware that you also have a commercial business? Are you having those conversations? Because if you're not, I invite you to look at that CRM and start looking at those clients and letting them know what you're doing. I have an agent out of the Rollway office that today we had a conversation to just attracted 2 listings because I said to look at who you have done business with and open the conversation. You're getting your nails done, ladies. Why not have a conversation? You're getting a haircut, gentlemen and ladies. Why not have a conversation? People will tell you if you ask everything. It's a sequence of questions. Are you asking the right questions to get the answers so that you can do more business, so you can increase your bottom line, so you can increase the rateable and revenues that you're providing, right? So I don't know about you, but I get excited every morning to wake up. I keep waking up early and earlier because I feel like there's much more excitement going on and there's so many opportunities out there. So I keep getting up earlier and earlier every day, excited to see what can be created. And the summer is such a great time. I don't know, a lot of you are already on summer vacation. You know, I always say you're either going to be on working from January through maybe, you know, maybe April, you know, come Easter, we're going on a little vacation. Then come July 4th, this week, happy July 4th to everybody. We're going on another mental vacation. and then you come back, after Labor Day, maybe until October, November. For me, in the commercial business, this is an exciting time. Builders are having to get those projects completed. They're trying to take advantage of the weather so they can get those projects completed and jump into their next project. So this is a very exciting time to take the first few days of the week and get out there and create those relationships. Go out and find out when your different areas, your different communities are having the, what is called going for approvals, right? So you want to know when the boards are meeting. Look at it. I bet you there's no realtors there. I've been the only realtor showing up in our area. So that's why I keep creating the relationships. People are like, well, how do you do commercial? How do you meet people in commercial? How do you start a commercial deal? Simple. Ask. Show up where people are doing that type of business. Show up to places where people are going for approvals. Show up to those attorney events that are going to, I love realtors, but I don't need to meet another realtor. I really don't. I want to meet investors. I want to meet investors. I want to meet people who can fund deals. I want to meet with hedge funds. I want to meet with people who are going to be able to be an opportunity to add value to each other. And everybody that I meet, I'm either going to wear my lifestyle shirt, wait, wrong side, lifestyle shirt, or I'm going to promote lifestyle. I promote lifestyle in everything that I do. Even when I go hiking, I promote lifestyle. Because for me, lifestyle is just that. It's a style of my life, how I lead it every day, that consistently is going to create the legacy company that I'm here to co-create with the team that we're affiliated with. We have some epic leaders in this company. We have epic leadership in this company. We have an amazing training team in this company. Take advantage of it. And, reach out and just ask questions, and that Monday morning call is for you. So that when you're weak, you're going to go through different things. You're going to go through different scenarios, different requests, people asking questions, people looking for inventory, people looking to sell inventory, whatever that looks like. Morning, March. And you want to be able to turn it around and convert that to an income producing activity for yourself. If you look at your calendar, June is over. The first 6 months of the year, where are you? What have you achieved? And if I look at your calendar, and I look at your daily operation, are you just running around aimlessly, or are you doing income producing activities? I prefer that you do 3 hours of income producing activities and it'll pay off long term than run around 7 hours doing things that you're following leads that are never going to get you anywhere. They're not qualified. In the commercial, I don't even waste time meeting with you unless I know you qualify to buy what you're telling me to buy. Are you qualifying people for your time? What is your time worth? Can I make up yesterday? I can't. Can I worry about tomorrow? I can't. It doesn't exist. But I can definitely do my best today. So I'm going to give you my best today because my time I value. So when you turn around and really look at yourself and look at your calendars and look at what you're doing every day, what activities are you doing? What activities are you providing for? Who are you giving time to? So in the chat, I would love to know what questions do you have so that you can take your lifestyle business, whoever, if you've been here just for one day, if you've been here for a week, a month, I don't care how long you've been doing real estate, what are you doing and what support are you going to need to increase the values that you're getting? Because I can teach you a bunch of tools. They mean nothing if you're not going to use them. I always say, you can give me 1,000,000 books, and if it's just sitting collecting dust, means nothing. So what's collecting dust in your library? I always refer to people to read How to Win and Influence People, The Greatest Salesman of Babylon, Millionaire Mentality. And I love Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because as a Latina, from parents who came to the United States and had nothing, came from nothing, had nothing, lost everything a handful of times. My goal is to turn around and create a legacy and leave a legacy for my kids, leave a legacy for the family, leave a legacy for those who are committed to changing their lives, because somebody's going to look at you And I could never be the example that my children deserved if I didn't turn around and make myself that person that was willing to, say, hey, you know what? I'm willing to get out there and do more with my life. I'm willing to go out there. And even though I had an accident, 2 surgeries so far, the last one 3 months ago, I've never used that as a reason not to show up every day. It is the reason I show up every day. They pulled me out of a car. I almost died and I'm alive. So the only thing I can do is be alive today. I ain't going to worry about yesterday. So are you living your life full? Or are you taking time to think about what didn't work out yesterday and the client that said no? They didn't say no because it was no. They said no because they didn't know any better. Ask the right sequence of questions. Ask them. Being able to create relationships. People don't care what you know. People want to know that you care. You understand that? Create that relationship. Create that trust. I have clients. I have right now 1, 2, 3. What do we have? Like 4 properties from Robert and Seth, 4 or 5 properties. 5 properties for sale, and it's from clients that live in Israel. They're not even here. But why? Because I created that trust relationship, and I'd be able to find out what their portfolio looks like. And what a portfolio is, for those who are in the residential space and might not know, is being able to look at the portfolio is what you own, the properties and assets that you own, how you own them, in what capacity, and how you're rolling them out so that you can create value to their portfolio and roll them over either into 1031s or PPLMs so that you avoid tax. And especially now that we're going into some countries that have great tax laws, it's very important to do that. Let me see here. Hello, aside from combos and attending meetings, what are other methods can be used to get commercial listings? So the other methods, great question, Ahmed, thank you. The other things that I use to create commercial listings is really my relationships with attorneys that are working on commercial construction projects. Working with architects, creating those relationships with architects in the community, letting them know that I'm serving the community, and with lenders that are in the community. Right now, Liz and I are working with a lender who referred us, or we're working on putting maybe together a couple projects because he has people that are his investors that he provides funding for that they're looking for inventory. So outside of your own sphere of influence, outside of your CRM of everybody you sold the residential to, those will be the places to go. And I'm going to say old school because I go out there and I knock on doors. And for me, my doors are the commercial doors. You walk around, somebody has a business somewhere, somebody's doing nails somewhere, somebody's doing something somewhere. And I walk in and I introduce myself very proudly to be part of Lifestyle, very proud to be part of this team, and very proud to be able to say, we're serving the community. We want to be able to introduce ourselves. Do you know anybody who's looking to buy or sell, or is the manager or owner of the property here so that we can discuss? Maybe there's some add value that we can give you or provide you for the area. And it usually leads to a conversation. And I'm going to come back until they give me a listing or refer me to somebody. I'm going to bring them donuts and, I'm going to bring them coffee. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. But I add value for the community to know what I do. I see, for example, Dagmara, you're in a 305 area code, Mama, you're in Miami area, would imagine. There's so much happening in Miami. The guys that did the Rolls Royce, no, mentira. The Waldorf, they reached out to me because they found me on Google and want me to go and visit their building, and they saw the projects that they're looking to do. So as soon as I get a go ahead from my doctor, I'm looking to go, take a drive out to Florida and the Carolinas and meet with these guys who are looking for more projects. Don't shy away because somebody seems to have all these projects. Guess what, guys? All those projects are leveraged. They're funded. And there's a lot of lenders right now not doing reset debt. So you know how many people are looking for me? Because I do reset debt. And what that means, for those of you who might not know, is that you finish your construction and now those lenders, 14 of them, are not resetting the debt, which means you have a project, but you really can't do anything about it because you have to take that note and convert it into a permanent loan. So here we are helping them being able to achieve that. So I want you to look at the values that you can provide your clients knowing that you have the opportunity to offer them a better positioning. Go ahead, Maria. How can I help you? Please unmute yourself.
Hi, it's actually Shahida that has the question. I'm using Maria's laptop.
All
For,
right.
for business opportunities, what are the correct forms that need to be used outside of the data listing form? Is it the same contract that's used to sell commercial property if the real estate is not included?
It's the same forms, and most of the listings, what I do, and I believe, which office are you out of?
Lake Nona?
Okay, so look into your offices. The best place to promote anything commercial is in CoStar.
Do we have access to that? Is that included with our,
You have to check with your immediate branch managers. I know that we have CoStar in the New Jersey, and I know that I set up the Carolina so that they have CoStar as well.
is that the same as, what is it, LoopNet, Loop.net?
LoopNet and Crexy are the two. LoopNet and Crexy are the other two companies that is owned by CoStar. But the best for marketing and the best to create that relationship is through CoStar. And when you take listings, you're listing them on CoStar is free because we pay a monthly membership for CoStar. And it's a great source for investors. Like there's things there for investors that you can source so that people who just closed. I contacted one of my attorneys that I'm working with right now. He sold the property for $87 million that he has to move that $87 million. It sounds maybe like a lot of money, but if you can't move it, they got to move it quickly, right? So there's a lot of features that are available there so that you can go ahead and build really a CRM of people that are doing that are selling something or buying something, and it lists the owners, the lenders, their phone numbers. It has all the details so that it can become a great source for business. Does that help you?
Yes, it does. But as far as the actual documentation and the required paperwork is concerned,
Same listing forms.
It's the same exact forms.
Yeah, it says commercial on your forms.
Okay, so it's regardless of whether or not.
Yeah, it says commercial, industrial. You also have land. So depending on the area that you're listing your properties, check with your board, but there are the same forms that, and I know here, Marge, our manager, also has everything through a dot loop, so you can have the appropriate forms for what you're looking to achieve added to our sites.
Okay, I just was confused if the real estate wasn't included, if we would still use the same forms,
Yeah,
but
you're
it
still
sounds.
selling a portion of it, right? So those are called mixed use, right? You could be just selling the business and it could be condoed, or if you're selling the business. So let's say I have a lease on a business, right? And I'm selling that business, but I don't own the building. I'm still doing a commercial transaction because I'm selling a business that has a lease for ABC time that the landlord for that property is going to have to accept the new owner that's paying ABC and also adjust and accept the term of the lease. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
So
Thank
all
you.
that, yeah, all that gets negotiated, and also the price points, continuation of lease, and the cap for it as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Please join the Monday morning calls. If you have any questions, that's what we do them for. Just send me a message.
I will. I'll be there. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Everybody should have my number. If not, I'm sure that Julie would share it, and we can answer any questions and put anything together. Who else has any questions or is looking for any support? Well, guys, I really just wanted to come on here today and let you know that for me, it is a true humble experience. No, Chris, since he was a young man, grew up with my son-in-law, and having the blessing that George has provided, and Chris, for me to turn around. Thank you, Juan. To be able to turn around and say to myself This is the company that I can create a legacy with, that I can leave 40 years of commercial transactions that are in my brain in every sector of the commercial space, and pour it onto you guys, is really my commitment. I'm here to serve you guys. I'm here to serve George and Chris and the team, and I'm here to lead you guys to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve in commercial. And understand, as you go out there every day and you start your day today, look at yourself and see how much business you're leaving on the table by not asking simple questions. And those simple questions is, who do they know? What have they done? And who are they might be in touch with that is either buying or leasing something in any sector of the commercial space. So my morning calls are Mondays from 9 to 9:45. I have everything on the WhatsApp. We have a commercial WhatsApp. I advertise there and promo the calls, the link, and the calls are not recorded on Mondays because I'm a firm believer that I'm here to be able to ask, for you guys to ask questions, go through inventory requests, and put them together. So Monday at 9 a.m. to 9:45 sharp. Morning calls also have the same link. No, I use my Zoom, but we can start using the company Zoom if it's available. I'm more than happy to do that as well. Right now, I have been using my, if thank you. To join the commercial WhatsApp, Fausto, just reach out to me. My phone number is here. I'll type it here as well, 201-993-5230. And we'll add you to the WhatsApp. I like to set up always a call so that we can have a conversation and I can serve you based on what you're looking to achieve, how long you've been in the business, what's the area that you're looking to focus on, and what sector of the business you want to grow. So I'm a very hands-on person. That's why I want to schedule it with George and get out to the Florida office and do a training out there, and as well in the Carolinas, because there's so much going on. There's so many opportunities. This guy was telling me about 280 units that he's building right now in Florida, out of the Miami area. He goes, friend, there's just a lot of opportunities there to still build. So guys, somebody's going to do it and somebody's going to represent it. I believe it will be you because I believe in you and I believe in this company and I believe where we're headed. So any other questions? Well, I want to thank you for allowing me to serve you. And I want to thank you for being part of Lifestyle. And I want to thank George once again for the opportunity to serve this community, serve this team, and feel free to reach out. I love what I do, and I hope you can feel you're welcome, Laura. I'm passionate about this industry, and I hope you get just as passionate and how sexy and fun it is to work in the commercial space. So thank you so much. If nobody has any other questions, thank you. God bless you and have a healthy 4th of July, everybody.